Ice 'em and boogers and boogers. I'm not sure if that's exactly what he said, but that's what it sounded like. What's going on, guys? Marcus here, back in the shop. And I know Slime Season 3 came out last week, but if y'all saw my Batman vs Superman movie review, you would have saw that I was actually down in Texas at my mom's crib. So I didn't get to put out the review when I wanted to, but I got some time now, so let's get into this shit now.
Something new. Stop, drop, shut them down, open up shop. Oh, no.
So, Slime Season 3. Young Thug needs no introduction. We know who this guy is. Atlanta rapper with some suspect behavior by the way he dresses and the slang that he uses by calling his friends lover and bae. Some real suspect shit. And coincidentally, his album, The Barter 6, is actually my first album review I did on this channel. And that was back when I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. Like, my videos were fuzzy and I seemed kind of nervous. So I would hope to say that I improved a little bit since back then. And I remember when I was checking for that album, I was getting ready to drag it through the mud. I was going to shit all over it. I was just going to trash him and just joke on him. But to my surprise, it actually wasn't that bad. I've heard a lot of reviewers say that his voice reminds of instruments, and I think I said that in that review, how his voice reminds me of an instrument because it sounds sonically pleasing. Like, obviously we don't know what the fuck he's saying. Like, I don't know what he's talking about. Like, I really can't recite any lines from Barter 6, to let alone this mixtape that just came out. I really can't recite you not one line other than a few little metaphors or whatever it is that he said, like getting head on the plane, so he called it airhead. Like, I understand little shit like that, but for the most part, nah, he's mumbling. And to my surprise, it actually doesn't sound bad. Like, it's, like I said before and I say it now, it's very instrumental. Like it kind of reminds me of Old Dirty Bastard. And I know a lot of people are going to hate on me for saying that, how are you comparing him to ODB? He's a legend. Well, T.I. actually said that too. I mean, we didn't all know what ODB or Busta Rhymes was saying or Bone Thugs and Harmony was saying, but the way they were saying it sounded good. So I guess you could make the same argument with Young Thug. We don't know what he's always saying, but it sounds good. But to me, it sounds good. But now to get into this mixtape, just like Barter 6, there's really no structure, there's no intro or outro to the album that makes it feel like a constructed, well organized, put together album. It's just tracks here and there, and this mixtape is actually full of London on the track beats, and he reminds you quite a few times. Like, as soon as the song ends and says London on the track, it actually picks up again and says London on the track right after he got done saying it. I'm not gonna lie, that kind of got annoying, but that's not Young Thug's problem, that's the production. And when I first got into it, I'm not gonna lie, after about the third or fourth track, I had to take a break. I was like, I'm done, I gotta check some shit else. So something else, because I don't know, I might have been in a bad mood, but after the fourth song, I think it was like the third or fourth song, I had to turn on the radio or something because I couldn't take it anymore. But after the third or fourth time listening to this mixtape to digest it, it actually wasn't bad. And like I said earlier, how his voice sounds like an instrument, I do like how it kind of, like the melody and his delivery, how it kind of flows together. It sounds like you're listening to two instrumentals at one time. You see the production and then his voice. Again, I don't know what the fuck he's saying, but it sounds good when he's flowing together with the instrumental. There's no complaints coming from me when it comes to that side. Of course, you know, you're not gonna make up for the lyricism because he's obviously not saying anything creative or witty. He says some shit that make it seem like Lil Wayne might have said this years ago, or it reminds you of Lil Wayne references, like how I mentioned earlier when I think it was on his first song when he said he gets head on the plane, so he calls it airhead. Obviously there's nothing too creative. It's like it sounds like something Wayne would have said back in like 2011 or so. Nothing creative there, but again, I'm not checking for Young Thug for lyrics, and I'm sure most of his listeners aren't either. This project is not something I can listen to over and over again. I mean, again, I'm not a Young Thug fan like that, but I can appreciate some of his music. And to be honest, I'm not even sure this is a mixtape or an album, but I'm going to rate it like it's an album just because people have been asking me to review it like all week. Just as a rating, I would just say stream it a few times and you're moving on, because it's really nothing unique about this album compared to other Young Thug projects. Now, in his defense, it's only 8 tracks on here, so it's not that long. So again, I'm not sure if it's supposed to be an album or if it's supposed to be a mixtape. I think it's originally supposed to be a mixtape, but I couldn't even download it on DatPiff because I think you had to pay or something like that. So I'm just giving it a rating as an album, so I would say definitely stream it, because me personally, I listened to it a few times just so I could digest it to give you this review. But after that, I'm just moving on. There's really nothing special about it that makes me want to go back. Unless you're a Young Thug fan, but let's keep it real. If you heard one Young Thug project, you probably heard them all, because there's really nothing groundbreaking about this project. When you compare it to Barter 6 or other albums like the first 2 Slime seasons, there's really nothing to me that sticks out all of them. It's just different songs with similar production and similar ad-libs and just his mumbling ass melody. So again, 8 songs, nothing to go crazy about. It is what it is. You guys let me know if you guys checked it out. I'm sure if you're a Young Thug fan or if you're a fan of his style, you're gonna love this mixtape. But let's keep it real. Is there really anything different or groundbreaking about this mixtape compared to his other projects? Probably not. So y'all let me know what y'all think in the comment section below. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share the video, and follow me on Instagram and Twitter. And that's it. I'll catch y'all later.